Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going over the Eevee Community Day, which is going to be 2 days, and we're going to discuss what you want to do as a older player, as in if you've been around for a while, and then if you're a newer player, what you want to do and the Pokemon that you want to focus on, or at least the evolutions that you want to focus on here, because not all are made equal, unfortunately, when it comes to Pokemon Go. So with that said, let's go ahead and see what we have going on here. And before we do start, I just want to say it's just an absolute beautiful day out here. Just one of these days where you're just, I'm so happy to, for everything I have. I appreciate you all, and I really do, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for supporting me. So with that said, let's go ahead and see what we have going on here. So yes, this is going to be the Eevee Community Day, which we've seen probably like 3 times, 4 times at this point. And it's going to be 2 days, so it's going to be Saturday, July 5th at 2 p.m. until Sunday, July 6th at 5 p.m. local time. So you're going to have plenty of time here. And we will be going over the name tricks as well as the different perks, or at least the requirements that you're going to need for particular Eevee evolutions that require kind of things that are gonna more than likely get in your way, but they changed that. All right, anyways, increased spawns, of course, these are the bonuses. 1/4 hatch distance, that's gonna be the main bonus here. 3-hour instants and 3-hour lures. Simple as that. All right, let's go ahead and see what the moves are gonna be for each evolution here. So you have Eevee, when caught will know last resort. So we did have several different community days revolving around Eevee, and I wanna make this very brief, so I'm not gonna ramble on here. When you had Eevee with Last Resort, there was a community day where when you evolved it, if the Eevee had Last Resort, then the evolution would have it. But that's not the case here. So let's see what we have. So Eevee will know that, but maybe you want to hold on to those for the future because we might get another community day. Who knows? And then you'll have Last Resort. Anyways, moving on here. Vaporeon's going to know Scold. So much help there. The Jolteon's going to know Zap Cannon. Flareon's Superpower. That's actually useful, because if you're going up against rock types, you'll have something to counter them. I personally use it in the Master League, so hey, Flareon's my favorite Eevee evolution anyway. Espeon, Shadow Ball, actually kind of useful. Umbreon, Psychic, actually kind of useful because it is going to be weak to fighting, and you can take your opponents by surprise in the Go Battle League. Leafeon, Bullet Seed, Glaceon, Water Pulse, Sylveon, Psyshock. All right, now I'm just going to give it to you straight, okay? There's only 2 useful ones. Take a guess. That is going to be Umbreon and Sylveon. Let's not beat around the bush. You know damn well that those are the only 2 good ones. If you want to max out a Vaporeon and drop it in the gym like I do, for old time's sake, for, original, back in the day, good gym defender Pokemon, then do it. But aside from that, Sylveon's going to be good for raiding, as it is going to be a great fairy type attacker. It's going to be good in PvP as well. When it comes to Umbreon, it's only going to be good for PvP. It's going to be great for, of course, the Great League, and if you want to max one out, for the Ultra League as well. Having Psychic, again, could throw your opponent for a loop. Say you're going up against a Toxicroak. You hit him with Psychic, it's game over. They're going to get one-shotted there, okay? So those are the only 2 that you really need to focus on. Argue in the comments and tell me if I'm wrong, okay? Moving it on here. Let's go over the requirements. So Espeon, evolve Eevee after exploring 1 kilometer with your buddy. Okay, so to get Espeon, you just have to explore 1 kilometer. Now, the difference between night and day for when you have to evolve them is when it kind of changes into like nighttime in your game. Personally, in Alaska, it doesn't really get nighttime in the game in the summer, but it just reaches a certain time. But since we do have multiple days, you will be able to do that, and you can just evolve it at night. So 1 kilometer for Espeon. Umbreon is going to require 1 kilometer as well, and of course you have to evolve it at night. Sylveon is going to earn 7 hearts with your Eevee as your buddy. So 7 hearts, not that big of a deal. You got a couple of days. Do you have to use a Poffin? Not necessarily, but it'll just immediately get it over with. So there is that. Okay, again, the only useful ones are going to be Umbreon and Sylveon. That's it. Let's be honest here. If you want to go with that Flareon and max it out, that's extra super spice, but nowadays it doesn't seem like people like spicy food anymore because they're all scared. Joking. All right. And looking at the task here, this is not going to be for the special background, but a 100% IV Eevee from the task is going to be 459. Okay. And then with the special background, if you're lucky, these are going to be the task here. So win a 5-star rate or higher, trade a Pokemon, and then complete a party challenge. The same stuff that they make you do. They don't want you to play by yourself when you get these special ones here. And of course, there is going to be a ticket for $199 or equivalent in your area, which is going to, you know, give you all kinds of goodies, right? So there you have that. Do we need to go over it? Not really too much. And yes, we will have a special background as well as special tasks as well that are going to last quite some time for a week after the event. So you don't have to rush this. And that's an amazing thing for this particular event as well, because you know, it could be a little bit overwhelming for a lot of people to like make all these Eevee evolutions within that time frame, even though you do have 2 days, but you're going to have a week afterwards to make them. So keep that in mind. You're good to go. And of course you have all the shinies. I think, what's the best shiny? Unfortunately, Flareon shiny is pretty weak. Leafeon to Glaceon as well. Vaporeon actually changes. Jolteon looks like it's been left out in the sun. Eevee itself is obviously great. Espeon is probably the most radical and awesome. Umbreon changing up the stripes, the accents on it, which is okay. And Sylveon is actually pretty cool too. Okay, so let's go ahead and see the name tricks. Let's get this done here, folks. So for Vaporeon, now before we get into this, briefly here, if you're new, I'm just going to explain it really quick. If you're older player, then you get it. But here's how it works. You can use the name trick one time. Once you've used the name trick, I think they have allowed us to use the name trick again. There was like a time and a point where they were like, okay, you can do it again, but I'm not 100% sure. This is many years ago. But nonetheless, one time using the name trick for the original evolutions. We're talking Vaporeon, Flareon, and Jolteon. Those are going to be at random, but here are the names. For Vaporeon, you name it Rainer. For Flareon, you name it Pyro. For Jolteon, you name it Sparky, okay? And then moving on here, for Espeon, you name it Sakura. For Leafeon, you name it Leah. And then for, did I say Sylveon already? Kira? I feel like I said that. So Kira for that, I'll put it up on screen. For Umbreon, Tomeo. And then for Glaceon, Ray. Okay, so there you have all of those. Now, of course, if you do have a mossy lure, you're going to be able to make Leafeon. For Glaceon, you're going to need the glacial lure. And then for Umbreon, you have to evolve it at night. For Espeon, you have to evolve it during the day, plus the kilometers for the minimal bonuses that you do, or at least the minimal kilometers that you need to walk them. So you'll be good to go there. Yeah. Let's see here. Sylveon, that one is going to require 70 hearts outside of this event. So take advantage of it. If you're trying to get a bunch of Sylveons here, yeah, now's the time to do so. So make sure you get on that. But there you have it, folks. Just wanted to break this down. Now, for the older people, what do you want to focus on? Well, just collect those candies in case we get a new Eevee evolution in the future. And people keep saying, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. You know what else people said that was never going to happen? I said we're going to get Megas. That's never going to happen. I said we're going to get PvP. That's never going to happen. Freaking PvP came out. Of course it is. Mega Evolutions. That's never going to happen. I said that we're going to get it. It's never going to happen. You're clickbaiting. We got Mega Evolutions. We're going to get Gigantamax and Dynamax. That's never going to happen. We got it. So just, you know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. I'm just giving you a little bit of heads up. May it happen? Possibly. May it not happen? Sure. Just be prepared. So just stack as much candy as you can. You never know what's going to happen in the future. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a great day. And for my fellow Americans, happy 4th of July. Enjoy yourself. Take care. And I'll catch you all next time.